Namaste dear subscribers and to all my friends who's watching. If you're new to my channel, my name is Prakash and I'm sharing, this channel is about my knowledge in Vedic astrology which I've acquired for the past 14 years or so. I'm just sharing my knowledge here, and I also do consultation. If you're interested to have a personal audio based chart analysis, then you can contact me. The details is in the description box. I also do dream interpretation. That is a Facebook group that I maintain. So if you're into Vedic iconography or symbology, or simply you want to know what you dream about based on the context of the Vedas, then you can join us actually in the Facebook group. All the details, all the links is in the description box, okay? And I also welcome you. Now this video is in response to many comments that I received for the past week or so on my thoughts, on my perspective on the recent retrogradation of Mars. Okay, what is my thoughts and my view? This is what I think. Let's take it from the top. Okay, retrogradation, what does it mean? It means that a planet goes in reverse. Now, of course, this is an astrological phenomenon. All right. Before you start to laugh, before you start to make the fun of this video, understand that this is an astrological phenomenon, not an astronomical phenomenon. Because if I say to someone a planet goes in reverse, you're going to get laughed at, right? So, of course, because this is not astronomy, this is astrology. Astronomy is the science of the movements of the celestial skies and in the stars and all that from a very solar-centric perspective. Astrology is the same, the movements of the celestial objects, but based on its impact on Earth, which means it's geocentric. Okay, so it uses the same, more or less the similar terminologies, and also the celestial as the platform, but its perspective and purpose is in the both sides of the axis. All right. So, in an astrological perspective, when a graha goes in vakri, as it is actually called, or in retrogradation, means that it's going in reverse. Now, when it's going in reverse or seemingly going in reverse, it creates some confusion, some problems. Okay. Of course, these problems can be taken into advantage. That's what I'm trying to tell, okay? Because that's what Vedic astrology is all about. It's like taking advantage of what's being given to us. Even if it's bad, there's always something good, an opportunity that we can take. So yes, it goes in reverse, and for Mars, which has happened recently on the 27th of June, recent retrogradation, and it will end about 2 months, or to be precise 63 days. It will end on the 28th, maybe 27th of August 2018. It takes about 2 years or so, slightly more than 2 years or so, for Mars to go into retrogradation. So we are at that time right now. All right, it had made that full revolution, and it's in its spot once again. It's at the nearest, I think they call it as perigee in astronomy. It's at the closest orbital path to Earth. All right, and having said that, because it's close, it is showering its full. The potency is very intense. All right, its energy is very strong on Earth. So what it does now, every time when it goes in retrograde, right? In this case, Mars has in retrograde. Okay, we have a month plus, 1 month so, for it to go back into progressive mode. During this time, what I've noticed right over the years is that now before telling you that, let's understand what is the function of Mars, the purpose, or rather the the karakas and what are its usage in astrology. Mars is all about, facing the world by yourself, standing on your own feet, breaking the walls of adversity, trying to get your job done, the go-getter, tenacity, right? Tenacity, everything that you can exert in order for you to be successful in this birth, in this Janma, is Mars. As you can see, is a very, very important, very integral in our success. All right. The key word for Mars is energy, right? It's all about, your energy is kinetic, it's motion, it's always moving, it's always trying to get things done. Having a weak Mars means, the person would not have the courage. Maybe you will have some problems with confidence, always in a very very lethargic, always couldn't get a job done. Okay, of course we can put a bad word like laziness here, but lethargy would be the right word here, because it always slows down the individual. So one can imagine if Mars is at its nearest orbital path, in its showering its utmost intensity on Earth, what happens? Number one is the actual usage of Mars will be in reverse, because it's in retrograde. It goes in reverse. So if you have some intentions to move, you want to do things, you want to be a go-getter, you want to get things done, it will be in reverse. It will be within. All right. Put it this way. If it's in a progressive, this is not only for Mars but every other grahas. If it's in a progressive, which means it's going on its usual motion, right? That means that it's karma. Karma means many things, but in this context, karma means an outward action, right? When it's in retrograde, it's in kriya. Kriya also means many things, but in this context means inward action. Okay, so whatever that you want to do, you want to move forward, you want to be tenacious, you want to get the job done, right? You want to be more confident, you want to be, you want to improve your focus, and all that will be inwards. Okay, will be in a very contemplative mode now. Okay, all that feeling that you have would not be put into action. It'll be within you. I'll try to give you an example. Say if you want to lose weight, okay, this is a cliche, it's a very usual thing that we all say. You want to lose weight. If it's in a very progressive, and if you have done your remedy and Mars is strong in your chart, then when it's in a Vakri, what happens is all the thing that you're doing, okay, going to the gym, going for runs, engaging yourself in a healthy lifestyle, trying to really lose that weight, right? All that will be in your mind, because it's in reverse now. So you'll be contemplating, what can I do to improve myself? Okay, I want to lose my weight, right? What are the things? I mean, you'll have a very beautiful strategy, you'll have a flawless tactical approach, but zero execution. You will not do it. All that plannings and strategies and all the tactics and all that will be in your mind, because remember, it's going inwards. Okay, and after some time you realize that, yeah, I have all these plans, but I just can't move. I can't seem to get things done with all the plans in my mind. All right, I'll be thinking, okay, let's do it tomorrow. It procrastinates, right? Maybe I'll do the day after that. So what happens to you is, because you really want to get things done, you really would like to get things done, when it's retrograding, it is going inwards. So you'll feel it. You'll feel a sense of hopelessness. You feel that you feel like you're a loser. You feel that you just can't get it done, although you should do. You should wake up in the morning. You should wake up at 5 in the morning and prioritize your day. And put on your shoes and hit the track, but it's in your mind. You're just not doing it, right? And that exasperation, that that frustration that you have will accumulate within. You'll accumulate because you'll have this thing on a daily basis. I missed it. I'm supposed to go for my walks, I missed it. I'm supposed to go to the gym, I missed it. I'm supposed to eat this healthy food or healthy diet, I'm not doing it. And that exasperation, frustration and all that will increase, and the residual outcome of that frustration would lead into unnecessary problems. Some people have anxiety, even depression also, because it's not making you to move, it's making you to only to think about it, because it's in a very, as I say, it's in a very intense showering process, and that could lead into many things. Of course, as you know, frustration will lead into anger, will lead into all sort of negativity, jealousy, hatred, greed, selfishness, bullies and all that will be there, because you cannot do it. It's just in your mind. You cannot put it into action. That's what it does. This is my perspective, and I've seen this happening to my clients over the years, right? I myself, my moon sign is Mesha. It's in Mesha or in Aries. Of course, the lordship is Mars, and my Lagna lord is also Mars. All right. Again, my Lagna is also in the same Rasi, Mesha. So you can imagine when it happens to me, what sort of things that will go around me. But of course, I've understood astrology and I've took advantage of this. So I am channeling whatever frustrations, anger, whatever emotional distress that I get, the inability for me to not completing a task, and all this I'm channeling in a very positive manner. Of course, there are some there's some ways for you to channel your anger and whatever frustrations. There are some spiritual practice and also some practical tips. I don't think I'm qualified to talk about spiritual practice and all that, but I can always give you good remedies. Okay, the link is also for the remedy is also in the description box. You can check that out. As I said, it's going inwards. It's kriya. It's going inwards. It's going within. Okay, and that going inwards will certainly create fed up. You get very frustrated, exasperated, right? And so that's my perspective on what happens when Mars, especially during this time until the 27th of August 2018, where Mars will really create that sense of even I would say resentment, because so much of this thing that you can't get it done. I mean, it's not practical, or it is not working out for you. It's always inside you. This is what you're supposed to do, but you're just not doing it. Okay, and that also creates resentment, which means everybody seems to be okay except me. That sort of thought will also start to creep out. So remember, friends, you can always take advantage of the situation. Now that you know, or at least from what I've learned, I've realized that when it's, especially Mars, when it's in retrograde, that 63 days or 2 months, I must be vigilant on my actions. I must really put on my plans, my strategy, my tactics very well, and I must make sure that I execute them. That's the key word, my friends, to execute it. Hell, heaven, high water, whatever, just get it done. All right, but your mind will always, as I mentioned, it's going in reverse, so it will always be reluctant, or be lazy, just trying to be complacent and all that. But you need to fight. Okay, try to find ways to make yourself more focused, more staying connected, more the more go-getter spirit. Okay, So that's my thought, and I hope I have answered, or at least this is what I think. Do share your comments on what you think about if you have Lagna Lord or Rasi Lord as Mars, how has been for you. I mean, it's been now it's mid-July already. I'm sure you already felt it. So I'm very eager to know how things is for you. So do share. So friends, until next time, thank you so much for tuning in back to my channel. I would like to hear from you. So thank you once again. Namaste.